Welcome to Make a Facts channel. Subscribe the channel, like the video and share with your friends. In this video, we will see some of the facts about Cuba. Cuba is a small island in the Caribbean, and for decades it has been closed off to the world. Only in recent years, since the early 2000s, it has become less isolated. Cuba is home to some of the most unique creatures, and it is recognized as one of the most colorful places in the world. Although Cuba is a small island, it holds some of the world's most unique cultures and creatures. By being closed off to the world for many years, it has preserved some of the planet's most diverse flora and fauna and history. See this video for the facts about Cuba that you probably didn't know. Cuba is the largest island in the Caribbean. You might think that Cuba is a small island, but Cuba is actually the largest island in the Caribbean. The island spans 42,803 square miles, which is 110,860 square kilometers, which makes it around the same size as Tennessee in United States. It's 780 miles, which is 1,250 kilometers long, and at its widest point, it is 119 miles, which is 191 kilometers wide. Cuba is the world's 17th largest island by land area. Cuba is a historical time capsule for American classic cars. This retro heaven is full of vintage cars that look as though they belong in a museum. Cars were imported to Cuba from the United States from the early 1900s until the 1950s. After this time, imports from the United States stopped because of the Cuban Revolution, which happened between 1953 and 1959. After the revolution, the United States Embargo Act was created. Fidel Castro, the prime minister at the time, banned all car imports from the USA as retaliation to the US embargo. This meant that no new mechanical parts could be imported, so everyone had to make do with what was already there. In the 1960s, Cuba started to import cars and parts from Russia, so it is quite common to find old American cars in Cuba with replacement parts of Russian cars. Cuban cigars were made world famous by the Spanish. When you think of cigars, most people would associate them with Cuba, but they have been made for many years by other civilizations too. The productions of cigars or tobacco can be dated back hundreds of years across all Native American civilizations. Evidence can be found through research of tribes in North America, Nicaragua, Guatemala, but most famously Cuba. Although the Spanish were already importing tobacco from the Americas to Europe, they fell in love with the Cuban cigar because of the way it was produced. There are 100 steps to make a Cuban cigar, and this precision made them the best in the world, and as a result, the Cuban cigar became a fashion in the old world. The Spanish opened the first factory back in Spain in 1676, producing Cuban cigars. Cuba has the second largest reef in the Caribbean. Cuba's coastline is home to around 1,166 square miles, which is 3,020 square kilometers of natural reef, making it the second largest in the Caribbean, behind the Bahamas. Cuba has some unique wildlife in its reefs that are native to that part of the world, like the Cuban reef fish. There are around 900 different species of aquatic creatures. This includes a wide variety of fish such as the yellowtail snapper, lionfish, jellyfish, sharks and dolphins. Sadly, Cuba's reef is slowly dying due to the both natural and human causes. But as of 2020, only 46% of Cuba's reef is listed as threatened. Ropa Vieja is Cuba's national dish. Cuba's national dish is called ropa vieja, which translates from Spanish to mean old clothes. It got its name because when the meat in the dish is shredded alongside colorful vegetables, it resembles a pile of old dirty clothes. The dish consists of shredded meat, which is usually beef, and served with a selection of seasonal vegetables. Originally, it would have been a way to use up leftovers in a stew. The style of dish originates from central and southern Spain and is popular within Hispanic culture, but Cuba loves it so much that it has become a recognized national dish. The name Cuba means fertile land. The name Cuba was given to the land when the Spanish colonized it in the 15th century. Although it is known exactly what the word Cuba means in Spanish, it is believed to have come from two words. The first word is linked to is Cubao, which translates to mean fertile land in English. The second word that is associated with is Coabana, which means great place. Cuba is home to the world's smallest bird. The bee hummingbird is the smallest bird in the world and can only be found in Cuba. On average, they can grow to around 2.24 inches, which is 57 millimeters, and females are larger than males. They weigh just 0.056 ounces, which is 1.6 grams, making it the smallest warm-blooded animal on the planet. The bee hummingbird flaps its wings around 80 times per second, meaning they can move swiftly and fly upside down. There are over 5 different types of landscapes in Cuba. When you think of Cuba, you imagine a typical Caribbean island made up of white sand beaches, but there is more to Cuba than just beaches. Cuba has a diverse landscapes as well as the sandy beaches. It has rolling hills and mountains, which covers a third of the country. It has mostly lowlands and grasslands used for farming, which covers the other two-thirds of the country. These areas also contain micro-ecosystems of deserts, swamps, and jungle-like terrain, making it a nature lover's dream. Because of this diverse range of habitats, Cuba is home to around 3,000 species of plants that can't be found anywhere else in the world. The highest point of Cuba can be found in a national park. You may not think that Cuba has particularly high mountains, but it has a surprising amount. Cuba has a vast chain of mountains stretching from the west to east of the country, which is split into two ranges. The Sierra del Rosario mountain range is located in the east of the island, and the Sierra de los Órganos to the west. Pico Turquino, located in the southeastern part of the Sierra del Rosario, is the highest point in Cuba, sitting at 6,476 feet, which is 1,974 meters. Cuba's flag represents freedom and independence. Cuba's flag is made up of 3 blue horizontal stripes, a red triangle on the left, and a white star. The flag was designed in 1849 by Miguel Tuerbetolón and Narciso López, although it wasn't until May 20, 1902 that the flag was adopted by Cuba. The 3 blue stripes refer to the 3 divisions the island once had. The 2 white stripes between the blue refers to the strength for their own independence. The red triangle represents the struggle of obtaining equality and freedom of the people of Cuba, and the bloodshed for this. The white star symbolizes the complete freedom of the people. Share your thoughts on some of these facts about Cuba. What newly do you learn from this video? To comment below, like the video and share with your friends and subscribe the channel. Thank you for watching my Facts channel. Enjoy your life and have a nice day.